come out, wherever you are. I have been invisible many times in my life, and I've had to come out so I can feel whole and I can be seen. But I wonder, how many times will I have to come out in this lifetime? I remember the butterflies in my stomach. The phone was ringing. She answered. Hola, hija. I knew this was my moment. I was going to come out to my mother. But it was only because I wanted to go to the Albuquerque Gay Pride Parade and celebrate my whole self. But it was also my straight cousin's wedding. I knew I had to choose the wedding or my whole self. But no matter what, I knew this was my moment to be wrapped in a big red bow, and I was going to ride my bike down the Albuquerque Pride Parade. And that's what I did. Little did I know, this was the beginning of my journey to becoming my authentic self. And I made it to the wedding. I drove up, I got there in time to throw rice, I got to see the wedding gown, but I didn't stay to catch the bouquet. And I did make it back in time to be wrapped in that big red bow and celebrate my whole self. That was just the beginning. As I grew into myself and I got to know me better, I knew there was something missing. I couldn't find my community around me. Where were the other women like me? I soon came to realize they were invisible too. But I did know one place to find them. It was the club. It was the only women's club in Albuquerque at the time, and it was called Renee's. And we knew that was the one place we could find each other and feel accepted and be whole. Because sometimes, some of us, when we come out, we get rejected by our biological families. Some of us get thrown out, and some of us get disowned. And that's why we have to build our own family, and that's how we become each other's family. It's an unspoken love. We see each other, and Renee's was finally a place where we could find each other and feel accepted. And I could find other women like me, femmes wearing big red bows, and butches wearing slick red ties. And that's my family. It was 2003, another Saturday night, and we were all getting ready to go out. And I, of course, was thinking about my many pairs of platform knee-high pleather boots, and which pair was I going to wear that night. And of course, I chose the red knee-high platform pleather boots, and I always wore that invisible red bow those nights, my authentic self. When we got to the club, rumors were already circulating. Was it true? Could it be? The one place we knew we could find our friends and family, was it closing? The DJ kept playing music, we kept dancing, but we were all thinking about it. Where were we going to go? Where were we going to find each other? My mind started to spin. The community organizer inside me ignited, and I started to think, where are we going to find each other? We've been separated before, and somehow we always seem to find each other. But this time, I didn't want to be separated again. And that was the first spark. In the weeks to come, I gathered enough kindling from my community, and fire gave light. I was going to create a space for self-expression, one's whole self, creativity, music, performance, art, and themes. An event for queer women, by women. And it would be called Fire. And Fire was going to be a women-only event. In fact, I was going to have all women DJs, all women performers, all women bartenders, managers, and security guards. And the only men were going to be in the kitchen. And that's how Fire began. In the weeks to come, the rumors came true. Renee's closed, but I was ready. I had found a local venue that was willing to open its doors to the women's community and allow me to build Fire. The first fire was held in an early afternoon on a Sunday, like a tea dance. And I painted my arms sparkly red flames, and I welcomed everyone to the first fire of many to come. That first fire had 150 women walk through her doors. Fire was burning hot. We had a communal desire to keep it burning. Fire became a monthly event, and I added themes so we had a reason to dress up and be creative. And of course, our biggest event of the year was the Red Party. After the first few years of Fire, I got really familiar with my community. We would recognize each other out in Albuquerque. We'd see each other at the grocery stores. We'd see each other at the bank, the UNM women's basketball games, even the farmer's market. We were no longer invisible. We saw each other. We had found a home. We were Fire. As I reveled in finally being seen, I found myself one early Saturday morning at the farmer's market. I saw a super cute couple that I'd gotten to know at Fire. They called my name. I reached out. I gave both of them a hug. They had a guy friend with them. I didn't acknowledge his existence. I kept checking in. We were connecting. He noticed. But he soon said goodbye and made his exit. I didn't think anything of it until my friend said, "Well, don't you know him? He used to go to Fire. He's a trans guy. He transitioned from female to male." My world came to a halt. Did I just do what I asked you all about? Do you see me? Do you see me? I didn't see him. I knew in that moment I had made my friend invisible, just as I had fought not to be invisible. I knew I had more learning to do about my transgender community, and I knew I had to open the doors of Fire to be a more inclusive space so my entire community could feel safe, celebrate their whole self, and be their authentic self. And that's what Fire became. Fire became an all-inclusive, women-centric event where no one would ever be turned away for their gender or gender expression. And Fire continues to be an inclusive event for fabulous women, trans, and two-spirit friends and family. And Fire continues to pave the path for younger generations so that they may never feel the invisibility of our community ever again. So now that I've shared Fire and my authentic self, I hope you see me. And I hope you see you. And I hope your mind is more open and more accepting. And I hope you see my trans and two-spirit sisters and brothers. And I hope you see us in our big red bows and our slick red ties.